Hello, viewers. This is Michael from Screw Reviews, bringing you a new podcast for my segment called the Super Sentai Review. And like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly, in case you don't understand me. Also, I'll try to do my best not to be so hot during this podcast recording as well, not to cause any audio feedback as well. And finally, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will change to adult language. Once again, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will change to adult language if you're under 18. Now, if you're over 18, that means you got to watch this audio podcast recording. Now, with this everything else out the way, let's get into the latest episode of Gozyuger. So basically, the episode starts off with Fire Candle and the playing card monster mourning the loss of their falling ally Eri named Ko. Ko is one of those special Eri foot soldiers with a golden bell head. So basically, So basically, the playing card monster was not in a good mood to do anything. Ko, the go ahead Eri try to prove try to spike some interest in the playing card monster, but instead he ended up sacrificing himself in the previous episode, and therefore Fire Candle is mad about this, and therefore we see the playing card monster feeling bad that it wasn't for him trying to inspire me to cause some trouble against the Rangers. He would still be here right now. So basically, I will not let his sacrifice go in vain. And so basically, and Five Candle said, "All right, then, let's go take care of those Rangers, or let's go take care of those Rangers." Hey, meanwhile. Meanwhile, we see the rest of the Rangers, staring at Kinjin. Kinjin is is thinking about his best friend who has named Ginjin, who has the Ranger ring, and thinking thinking about if he does win against him, win against him, he will. Ginjin is using. So basically, Kinjin's old friend Ginjin has the Ranger ring, and basically made a wish to be young again, just like him. So therefore, if he takes the ring, if he wins against him. So basically, if he wins, he will have to take the ring for his old rival friend, and therefore he will turn back to old man again. So basically, his old rival friend will be turned back to old man again. But if he doesn't win, his ring he end up taking Kinjin's ring, and Kinjin will turn back to into old man again. So basically, it was kind of like one of those moral dilemmas. And anyway, out of nowhere, this card came to, inviting the Rangers to a game for a card game, and saying that Ginjin will be there as well. So basically, the Rangers got there, and etc. And the playing card monster and Fight Candle said that this is the opening game of Old Maid. So basically, if you don't know how to play Old Maid, basically each player picks a card at random, and basically if that card matches the card in your hand, you put it on the table. Whoever has the most cards, who doesn't have any cards left, the most matching cards left wins the game. But this one was a treat. This one was a bit of a plot twist. So anyway. So basically all you Rangers, including Ginjin, will all participate in this game of May. But how didn't want to do this, but he tried to leave, but he got shocked when he touched the doorknob, and turned out the doorknob was lit with high voltage and whatnot, and shocked the hell out of Hal, and basically Hal had no choice but to participate in this game. So anyway. So basically, so basically, everybody, so basically, Fight Caleb did not participate in the game. He was just like the referee and whatnot. And the rest of the Rangers, along with Genji and the playing card master, participate in the card game. So anyway, so basically, Machina was the first one. Was the first one to max up all his cards in his hand, but this Gainer Omega had a trick, so basically he had to do a task. Turns out that Machino's task was to eat some spicy food, and turns out that Machino can't stand spicy food, and therefore he couldn't finish the spicy food that he was given, and therefore he was absorbed inside the playing card monster for not completing the task. Then we see Sun Ino was the next one to max all her card, and basically she had to tell a one-liner joke and make everybody laugh. But she messed up, and therefore she got absorbed by the playing card monster. Then we got. Then we got Ryoga, who was supposed attack. Ryoga's task was supposed to be this. Say that the Megazord was stupid 3 times, but he couldn't do it because Ryoga is deeply in. Is a deep follower. Is a deep follower and loyal to the Megazord. He'll never say nothing like that, and therefore he got absorbed by the. Got absorbed by the playing card monster. Then we got Rio, who is supposed to, his task was to make a funny face, but he ended up failed that task and therefore got absorbed by the playing card monster. Then as for how he was supposed to drink some vegetable juice some weird vegetable juice, but he refused and therefore he got absorbed by the playing card monster. So basically, it was just Kid and Gidgen left. So basically, like kids realized the task is that she had the other Rangers do place for their weakness. So basically, you've been using the other's weakness against them in those tasks. So and basically, and the play card master said, "Well, it's always fair in this game, in this special game, Omei." Out of nowhere, Genjin and Kenjin transform back to the old people form. So basically, as Kenjin needs to eat eggs to maintain his young form, and seems like the Genjin, he has to eat some liver pills or some shit like that to maintain his young form. So anyway, I figured, turned out it was all part of the playing card monster and Fight Kingdom's hand that, sooner or later that you guys will have, sooner or later you guys can maintain your form while eating special foods and whatnot. So basically it was all part of the playing card monster and Fight Kingdom's plan. So despite them being despite them going back to their old age, they decided to play on. So anyway, it was Genjin. Basically, Genjin was the next one to mess up all his cards, and basically, he was supposed to dance for 5 minutes, and basically, Genjin was like, I don't know, I can dance for 5 minutes, at my age. So basically, and so Genjin decided to take his place and basically do the task. So basically, if you the other Rangers was set for how was don't do it, don't do it, just don't do it once you I mean, like once you get to 5 minutes, you'll be so tired out. So anyway, but how the leaders that Kenshin can do the task and whatnot. So anyway, Kenshin starts to dance, for 5 minutes, and that's when Genjin decided to use the power of his diary dream to escape, and therefore went back to the cafe to go get some eggs to help Kenshin transform back into his young age. So anyway, Kenshin completed the task and whatnot, and basically it seems like but he was too tired to almost continue the game. But lucky that Kenshin came back with the eggs, and therefore Kenshin transformed back into his young form, and basically ended up winning the game. But the monster, but the final task he had to do is defeat the playing card monster, and basically Genshin is like, screw this, and attack the playing card monster and free the others and whatnot. So anyway, so basically the other Rangers were free, and they all morphed up together. And they all morphed up together and whatnot, and basically they all morphed up together, and basically started to fight against the airy foot soldiers, and while Kenshin and Genjin fought against the playing card monster, and basically the real Tegazord showed up, and basically Kenshin used it to transform into the Tegazord Gozyu Eagle form, and basically with the help of Kenshin's using the diary ring, they was able to defeat the monster, defeat the playing card monster, and free the person that was trapped inside the playing card monster, and basically winning the task and whatnot. So basically, Fire Candle went outside and summoned his own personal mecha, but the playing card monster, got outside as well, and decided to combine with what Fire Candle's, the playing card monster decided to combine with Fire Candle's personal mecha, and basically they formed this monster mecha to fight against the real Tegazord and whatnot. So basically the real fight the power of the real Tegazord mecha. It seems that this fusion monster mecha was too powerful for the real Tegazord Megazord. So basically the others joined in, and basically the others combined their weapons together along with how to form the real Tegazord 5-color Megazord, and basically matching all 5 of the Rangers' weapons combined together and whatnot. So basically, the Trainer. So basically, the Trainer handler, the Lion Buster came arms, and the Eagle Shooter, and the Unicorn Drill came shoulder weapons, and as for the top half of the Wolf Caliber 50 came a new headpiece and whatnot, came a helmet headpiece, and basically attached together to the wheel, attached to the wheel Tegazord 5-color Megazord, and basically they took down the mecha, the monster mecha fusion, and defeated Fire Candle. Fire Candle retreated, and therefore the day was won and whatnot. So anyway, after that, we cut back to the cafe, and basically Gidget, I understand that, after seeing what you did today, I understand it's not bad. It's not bad being old and whatnot, and therefore he handed over his diary ring to Kenjin, and basically so basically the episode ended with Genjin handing over his diary ring to Kenjin, and basically and Genjin was like, come on Kenjin, let's go have let's go have a drink. So basically, like, I can't. I am a young person for. I'm a minor. So basically, I have to wait till wait till I turn back into an old person again once the eggs wear off. So basically, like, well, and that's what gets it. It's like, fine. I will wear you out, and basically until you turn the old man into an old man, and then we go out to drink. So basically, get in headlock. And that's how the episode ended on this note. So anyway, this was a good episode. This was a good episode of Gozyuger. Anyway, what do you guys think about the latest episode of Gozyuger? Good, bad, just okay, or just nah? Please let me know what the comments below. Anyway, signing off on Screen Reviews. 1.